All right, the better odds Sunday morning, January 19. Joey D, Tony C. Tony C, a little bit of a rough day yesterday on a
Yes.
big Saturday.
Yep. 2-4 minus 2.4. It
Yeah,
happens. I was talking to Joe before the show, and we were discussing when you see people talk about, I call them screen scrapers, which in essence is what they are. They look for a number to move and try to get the original number elsewhere, which is fine. The only problem is you have to get them all. Now, yesterday's card, I didn't count them, but there were over 200 games. Pretty sure 200
it was
between
huge.
NBA,
Yeah.
college, the added card. That's a big ask for anybody. These guys have teams and can't do it. I'm doing this by myself. My partner's retired. He's done. It's a friend of mine who was my partner. He's retired. Anyway, so it's very difficult. You can't, people want to, like you mentioned, Joe, cherry pick. That's great, but you have to realize that the edge doesn't change. If your edge is 2%, 1.5%, that's not going to change. No matter whether you bet 5 games or 55 games, the edge doesn't change. So that's why I've never liked Saturdays. I discussed this before. It's always been my worst day. So moving forward, who knows? I mean, I've had good Saturdays, and I've had
Sure.
really bad Saturdays.
Similarly, I always felt Saturdays. This isn't like a revisionist history, because of a rough day yesterday. And,
No.
Not the end of the world, but
No.
I've done it too, where you have this great week, especially with college hoops, roll into Saturday thinking there's really very little reason for me to think that I'm not going to continue seeing what I'm seeing.
Right.
And, and the card's really big, and that maybe there's 25 games I like, and I force myself down to 12 because that makes sense.
Right.
And I'm like, I look at the rest of the card that I didn't play, and I just look and go,
Yeah. Then you see stuff that you looked at that you didn't bet.
Exactly. That's my point.
Put it this way. I go in with an, oh shit, it's Saturday attitude, which is not a good place to start.
Well,
but I realize what it is, the monster that it is. It's just a different beast. It's a different animal. It needs to be approached differently. And, I know nobody's going to bet. I'm not either. I'm not betting 50 games. I'm just not doing it. For me to justify that, I need a bigger bankroll than what I have. To bet 50 games, I'm not doing it. I wouldn't risk that kind of money anyway. It's a tough day all around.
Agreed. What wasn't tough was the what the Redskins did to the Lions. That was I actually watched it the second half, and I was having fun. This maroon sweatshirt is only purely a coincidence. Trust me, purely a coincidence. Not a Redskins fan or a fan of really anything. But that was interesting. Now, Tony, for today, there are a couple things. We got 2 NFL playoff games. So a bunch of different stuff. What did you look at today or thus far this morning that you might have liked?
So what I did, I saw the Eagles-Rams total. FanDuel had under 42.5. I believe they still may. Let me take a quick look. They do. All right.
Yeah, there's a couple 42.5s up there. I mean, 45.5 to 42-ish in a lot of places, but 42.5's available.
Yeah, the weather is not going to be great. It's snowing there already. So
it's snowing. I'm only 30 minutes from Philadelphia.
Yeah, you're going to get snow within the hour.
What time? And it's going to snow. They said there'll be snow on the ground.
Yes.
And then snow throughout the game and whiteout conditions.
Yes.
In the second half.
Yeah. Now,
whatever that's worth.
Well, it's worth something. I'd prefer now if they throw a little wind in, 8 miles an hour doesn't do it for me. But if it picks up and it swirls and it snows with the Eagle defense, this is going to be. It seems like a low-scoring game to me. That's why I bet it. Here's the deal. I bet. I laid 15. I laid 14 somewhere else. If what you want to bet the 42.5 under minus 15. 42 minus 10, it's the 42.5 is well worth another 5 cents. That's bet number 1. Number 2, college, Northwestern and Michigan. Under 147. That's an average. There's a few 147.5s around, I believe. Let me just take a quick look. Of course, it's down to 146, huh?
Yeah, you got a 46 and a halves.
That's all right.
Moves fairly significantly.
That's okay. A point move doesn't deter me. 46 is fine. 46 minus 46 flat is good. Look for the 46 and a half. A point doesn't scare me off.
Right.
Last night, I can't give it to you now because it's done already, but I did mention on the show, if you look at FanDuel and some other places, they're off market overnight. We didn't bet a lot, wherever we could get it. 146 and a half over 15, Nebraska and Maryland. They're up to 47 and a half minus 15. That's still a bet. You can bet that. I see 49s popping up at Pinnacle. Bet online and 105, which just mirrors Pinnacle. Wager per head is also at 49, as well as low vig. Bet over 47 and a half minus 15 at FanDuel. So you got three plays. You got Nebraska, Maryland over 47 and a half minus 15. Eagles, Rams under 42 and a half. We'll call it minus 15. Northwestern Michigan under 146 and a half. That's all I got. If anything else on the second game, if I see it, I'll put it up.
Yeah.
But I think that's it for me today. I don't. Excuse me. I don't think I'm going to bet anything else.
Well, that's fair enough. It's Sunday morning. You can take a nice, relaxing sort of day. I'm going to play a little simulator golf today in the snow. I'll put the Eagles game on if it's the time. Toda, I know you and I had talked about it in the past. I got a couple things to post up. Your favorite thing, it's your favorite, the single game parlay. I've already made a couple memes. I think you're going to like them.
I have no clue how to make that stuff. But yeah, same game parlays. Don't bet them, please. I just put up one example is I could go right down the card and find you. They're all mispriced.
Well,
go ahead.
No, it's like they are, right, and like you can look at it either direction. Sure. I guess the vast majority of people are like, listen, I don't care. I'm betting $10. I don't give a shit. I'm going to get paid $100, and whether it's supposed to be $125, it's irrelevant to them. So your $10 bet's really not a $10 bet. It's a $13 bet, and again, even that's probably not a deterrent. But people like that stuff. But listen, to your point, if they're advertising it, it isn't in your favor.
That's for sure. If it was bad for them, you wouldn't see it on TV. Trust me.
Yeah.
You have to have a different mindset. You can't say, well, it's only $10, it's only $20, it's only $50, it's only $100. You cannot bet sports like that. You have to risk versus return. That's what it's all about. And price, volatility, risk, and return. That's it. That's the game. It's a math equation. It's nothing else. It's not about who's playing. It's not about all that stuff is in the line at the end of the day. Now, the NBA, a late scratch, yes, it can make a difference. But these NFL games, you're not going to see anything late. It's all built into the number, the weather, the injuries, the home field, all of that stuff is in there. So for you to bet a same game parlay where you should get paid, I'll just throw a number out there, 150, and you're getting paid 140. You win and you lose, and you lose. Don't do it. For any amount. I don't care if it's $5. Just if you have that mindset about sports betting, that'll carry over into, well, you know what? It's only $1.15. It's only $1.20. You can't win laying those prices.
That's right.
Repeatedly.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the best thing about when we had talked to either NBA and a lot of college hoops, and I fell victim to it years ago, was the amount of live or in-game plays that you don't realize you're paying $1.30 for an old bet.
Yes. If you wait, like I said, countless times, that 130 during a commercial or a timeout will be 110 or 115 tops. The extra 15 cents is added on because they saw a play that you didn't. And if they could get you to lay an extra 20 cents honest. You don't even know what the score is at this point because they've seen plays you haven't. So if they can, not only that, you're getting robbed on the number, you're getting robbed on the price as well. If they can get you to lay that, they got you exactly where they want you. You can't win.
Yeah, well,
I don't know how much easier I can make it.
yeah, for sure. Well, I guess we're going to enjoy our Sunday. I hope you do. Hope
Yes.
anyone looking
You as
does
well.
early in the morning. Yeah, it's going to be a snowy day in the greater Philadelphia area, and yeah, I guess we'll do it again Monday.
Absolutely, my friend. You have a good day. Stay warm,
Likewise.
everybody, and best of luck.
Be good.